All right, we are back with another Pick'em video. It is Monday, March 2nd in the NBA. We have a 4-game slate, but there's a couple plays I'm really liking. So that's what we're going to run through for today. And then if you want to stay tuned for the end of the video where I do a full breakdown of the games, there's only 4 of them, so it shouldn't take too long. But we'll talk injury news, projected minutes, and all that good stuff. But first, like always, recap of the last video we had. And it was a 1-2 day, and an unfortunate 1-2 day because Luka missed. He had 26 points in the third quarter, and then it was a 30-point game. So he had eventually didn't even see the court on the fourth quarter, which sucked. Amin Thompson, very good read there. Pretty sure he had 14 points at halftime. Got over this very easily. And then Sandro Mamukelashvili didn't get there for us either, but he had 7 points at halftime and played 3 minutes in the third quarter, and then they pretty much went small ball other than Jakob Poeltl at the center, and that's really what turned the game around. So Sandro was not part of that run they had to make them ultimately win that game. So unfortunate ones. I didn't mind any of the reads. We didn't miss by like a huge margin, and blowout here, and dude just getting not as many minutes as we thought he might get after a pretty good first half. So unfortunate. Let's get a little bounce back here. Not going to go crazy in terms of the amount of plays because we only got 4 games, but the ones I have, I really like. So jumping into the first play, we're going to be talking Reed Sheppard to knock down some threes. Dude's been an absolute bucket, and he's got a great matchup to go out there and knock down some threes. There's a couple other guys on the Rockets that I don't think will do as much too. So the offense has got to come from somewhere. This is a 15.5-point spread. The Wizards suck in pretty much all regards. Big man against them, shooters against them, guys in transition, whatever it might be. They're just horrible defensively. And I think a guy like Reed Sheppard, who's been cooking, a younger dude, instills some more confidence. Jabari Smith Jr. is still out of this game. It's a great recipe for Reed Sheppard to go in there, practically use this game as shooting practice. So he's been knocking down threes. He's been shooting them a lot. 11 threes, 7 threes here, 16 attempts, 9 attempts. The shots have been going up. He already played this team once earlier this season. It was a game he had 5 3-pointers, shot 5 of 8. They won that thing by 23. He played 25 minutes. Now, without Jabari Smith Jr., he should probably even see a little bit more time, and he's kind of blowout-proof too. Like, they lost this game by 10. It was a competitive game. He still played 36 minutes. They won this game by 31. He still played 32 minutes, played 31 minutes here, 24 minutes here, but Jabari's out. He's projected today for 33 minutes because of that. Going to probably enter the starting lineup. So he's going to get a lot of time in the court, and this is just a perfect matchup for him to do so. So I'm not even looking at the matchup because it's just great for everyone. We could look at all this stuff, but it's more of a minutes play for me and like a game script kind of thing. Like Kevin Durant is one guy I've looked at before. We went to Kevin Durant's over. I forget exactly who was against, but he ended up having 40 points in that game because we expected it to be a close game. With Kevin Durant not in a close game, in turn, we saw him, hitting his unders a lot more. So I think in turn it's going to be Reed Sheppard, hopefully knocking down a whole bunch of threes in games that are going to be, let's just say, win-loss margin. Let's see games that are winning by like 15-plus points. And again, you got to realize it's recently. Reed Sheppard having a lot of success knocking down those 3-pointers. Then you can go to games that like he's getting the minutes on the court. Like we're going to see 25-plus minutes from Reed Sheppard. Let's do 24-plus. So now we're seeing this is like a 63% hit rate and some monster games in here. So definitely one that I'm considering a ladder. It's 168 on the 2.5, which is hella juiced. This is more of a parlay piece. The main line that I'll go to in the recap, I already put it in here. So the main line I'll go to in the recap is the plus 140 play at 3.5, 0.75 units there. And then I have 0.25 units on both the other sides, 2.5 for the juice line, 4.5 for the plus 303. And again, I almost really wouldn't even consider doing this as a straight bet. If you're someone that likes these juice plays, you can go for it. I'm more putting it in here as more of a parlay piece. The main one that I really like is the 3.5. I think you could also get the 4.5, and I'll take the 303 price tag. So I can Reed Sheppard here. Dude's been hooping. Love the matchup here. Wizards, pretty much shooting practice. Young dude, go out there, shoot a whole bunch of them, and knock him down like you have been. And then going hand in hand with that play, we talked about Kevin Durant maybe not scoring as much today, but I like his chance for some rebounds and assists. Minus 110 on the over. Kind of goes hand in hand with Reed Sheppard knocking down some threes. Maybe he gets some assists to Reed Sheppard. But yeah, the Wizards obviously give up a ton of rebounds, a ton of assists, and no Jabari Smith Jr. We've seen this twice before. He went over in both those games. But Kevin Durant usually just gets really close to this thing. And we'll go back to that win-loss margin thing. Like in games they win, he's over this in 80% of games. Even in games they win by, let's say, 10 plus, still over. And 47 doesn't look as good, but recently it's been really, really good. A couple dudes injured, especially Steven Adams. That's probably hand in hand with that because you can get some more boards every given night. 15 plus, he's still getting over this. Even like 20 plus, he's still getting over this recently and having some really good games. In the other games, he's not getting there beginning of the year, first of all, but also very, very close to this line. So without Steven Adams on the court, more rebound opportunities, even in blowout situations. KD likes to dime up, and he can grab a couple extra boards out there in an easy matchup. So KD liking this 9.5. goes hand in hand with the Reed Shepherd play. Now, typically in a slate like this, I'm trying to get at least like 2 or 3 other plays in different games and things like that. But really, the only 2 plays I like right now are those Reed Shepherd and Durant plays, both for the Rockets. And I don't want to force anything. So I think those are going to be the 2 official video picks. I'll walk through some leans I have, but let's just go through the slate of games because, again, it's not the best slate in the world. It's only 4 games. Let's take a look at what we got going on and why I don't really like those other ones. This is a 15.5 point spread, and I just think Reed Shepherd's really good angle here, and I think KD is a really good angle in terms of diming up, getting some assists, rebounding, whatever it might be. So I like that. I like that. Makes a whole lot of sense. Hopefully this isn't a 30-point game at halftime, and those guys like never see the floor in the second half or whatever. That would suck, but hopefully they're seeing 30 or so minutes and then kind of hooping in that amount of time they're on the court. For Boston and Milwaukee, is Giannis going to come back? Potentially. He's completely changed the course of the game for both teams. Yes. For Denver and Utah, this is an 11.5 point spread. The only one I was looking at was Jokic as assist line, but I don't even know if I can go to that because there's so many other guys out for this Denver team. Then for the Clippers side of things, how are the Clippers going to look with Darius Garland out there? And also for the Warriors, Brandon Bajemski's rebounds line has been my favorite thing, most consistent thing to go to, but I don't really like his rebounding matchup. So there's a lot of things that I'm looking at, but just not coming to fruition. So I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to have those 2 Rockets plays officially, and then I will walk through a couple leans real quick. So Bobby Portis versus the Celtics, 4.5 rebounds line. Now, he probably won't get a ton of time on the court, but he's rebounded really well against the Celtics team, double digits in both the games. Now, he played 26. He played 36 minutes here, or 37 minutes here. Blowout kind of in both of them. But he usually plays pretty well against the Celtics. We'll see if he gets the time on the court. And again, we got to see if Giannis plays. If Giannis does play, obviously it's going to hurt Bobby Portis' minutes. But even without Giannis, Bobby Portis has been playing around 24 or so minutes anyway. So if he's not going to get a ton of time on the court, let's say 20 to 25 minutes, the hit rate is not going to look as good, but we're still looking at 70% on a minus 115 price tag. Next one I was looking at is going to be kind of, again, more like a parlay piece. You could straight bet it at minus 130, but Jokic triple-double just seems like a perfect triple-double spot against the Jazz. Now, it could be a massive blowout, and that could hurt. But with teams, that allow a lot of assists, he's over this in 61% of games. Teams that, are a higher pace, they rank number 2nd right now, 61% of games. Teams that allow a lot of rebounds, 68% of games. So if you start like messing around and making like defensive ratings, 54% of games, if you start messing around and comboing up these like high-paced teams that allow a lot of assists, he's getting triple-doubles in a lot of these things. So it's typically not going to be the rebounds that doesn't get there. It'd probably be the assists, but he should be able to dime up and rebound pretty well against the Jazz. I almost went back to Baylor Shireman too, 7.5 points. You can probably find this at 8.5 for some good plus money, like plus 105 or something. But he's been doing this pretty well. Should get the time on the court. It's also a back-to-back for the Celtics, so maybe someone pops up on the injury report again for the Celtics. But Baylor Shireman's been great. He's been getting a ton of time on the court. I have it 24 to 32 minutes, and he's been really good. Again, this is just no filters his last few games. The minutes have been there. He's definitely starting now for this team, and he's looked really good. And he's got a great matchup for catch and shoot, above the break threes, spot up situations. Guys that play similar to him are also over this line a whole bunch. So if you want to chip in with his rebounds too, you could do a points and rebounds. You could do a PRA line at 14.5. I just think he's going to get, whatever, the 24 to 32 or something minutes. And we're getting a pretty good hit rate on this one. And with the back-to-back potential, maybe someone sits. So you guys know me. I couldn't help myself talking about those 2 plays, especially the Jokic and the Shireman play, and I've added him to the official slips here. So we got a couple more units down for today. And by the way, last video, I gave out 3 leans. They all hit, so I don't want to miss out on that once again. The leans have been pretty good all year, and there's not much to go to anyway. And all the official video picks being in the Rockets game, I originally was going to do it, but why not? These ones look really good when I look into them. The only thing I don't really love about them is we're paying a little bit of juice. So we'll take the juice. We'll do full units on them, 4.25 units down on a 4-game slate. Can't beat it. That's what we got going on. Reed Shepherd, KD, Baylor Shireman, and Jokic all overs. Get it done for us. So that'll do for the official video picks. If you like the video, go ahead and like it, comment something down below, subscribe, all those good things. Helps YouTube push this video out a little bit more. But let's go over the games real quick. I know I mentioned all of them and some things I don't like about all of them, to be totally honest. But we already got this Houston Rockets and Wizards game. We talked about 2 plays. We're going to move on from that. Boston and Milwaukee. We just talked about Baylor Shireman potentially getting some more, scoring. He's been scoring pretty well. We'll see if Giannis comes in there. But projected minutes for the Celtics right now, here it is. And just remember, we could get a back-to-back situation where someone sits for Boston because they are in a back-to-back. And then for the Bucks side of things, Portis getting some rebounds potentially. I was looking at fading Kuzma, a bunch of other stuff if Giannis does come back into this thing. Then we got the Nugs in Utah, 11-point spread, bunch of players not playing for Utah. Utah doesn't want to win anyway, so I'm just going to the Jokic triple-double. He does it against bad teams all the time. He does it against good teams too. So hopefully it's not a massive blowout and he doesn't lose a ton of time, but he can get a triple-double against anyone, regardless of who's in or out. I was a little skeptical about his assists just with Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon. Doubtful in this one, Peyton Watson as well, but he can dime up to a lot of guys, and Utah's weak enough defensively that we should see some pretty good stuff from him. But there's the projected minutes for the Nuggets, projected minutes for the Utah Jazz. Guys like Ace Bailey, Filipowski, and Isaiah Coley are the only two guys I really look at nowadays for the Jazz. Clippers and Golden State, we're going to see Garland start here, so I have no reads on how the Clippers will play with Garland. I assume it's going to be kind of similar to James Harden, but they're not identical players. So I want to see at least one game or two games with those guys playing together. And then we got the Warriors with a bunch of guys out. Again, Pajemski rebounds, always something I'm looking at. Maybe a Draymond Green to do something here too. He hasn't been great with all these guys out of the lineup, but we'll see what happens. It's a 1.5 point spread, so maybe guys get some time on the court. But other than that, yeah, nothing too crazy. You got 4 units down anyway. 2 of them, Rockets, 1 Baylor Shireman for the Celtics, and a Jokic triple-double. Fun one to root for. 4.5 units down. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt. I was just going to go to the 2 Rockets, but I didn't want only 2 Rockets. And really the only reason I wouldn't go to these guys is because of the juice I'm laying down. But we'll do it. We like the play. We'll pay the juice. If you want to mess around with the Baylor Shireman points line, a little bit of a ladder, you could go for it. I just like the 7.5 points line. But yeah, it's my first day missing in a while. Yesterday's Sunday video, just because I was traveling in the morning and just couldn't get around to it. And some of the games are early, so just couldn't get around to it. But yeah, February, I guess we should do a little recap. We pretty much went 50-50. I literally was looking at our 50-50 plays, like the -110 kind of plays, and we were 32-32, losing a little bit of juice though. Not the best month in the world, but we knew going into this that it wasn't going to be the best month because February is a tough one to go to. There's a lot of uncertainty, trade deadline, teams start to tank and things like that. So weird stuff. Hopefully March is a little bit better and we can have one of those, monster runs like we had pretty much all throughout January. January was awesome, seeing the board really well. And February, it's not like, again, the reads are bad. Sometimes we're just getting screwed on variants of guys not shooting well after the All-Star break, guys missing time, guys literally getting injured in the game, tank teams, a lot of variants. And it wasn't, I don't think, bad read after bad read that made us, have February be a 50-50 kind of month. It wasn't a horrible month, but it definitely wasn't a great month. Hopefully March is something, we can remember and gain some units in here to kind of end the year. But we're up, I think, 18 units or so on the season. A lot of that in January and November. It was kind of our big month this season. And that's kind of how the NBA goes sometimes. You're ebbing and flowing. And let's finish out strong. Playoffs right around the corner. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Do all the good stuff. Like it, comment, subscribe. Read the description of the video. You can sign up for Pick It. It's totally free for you guys to use. You can track all your bets. You can sign up for Props Madness. That was a tool I was using all throughout the video. And if you want access to all my plays, sign up for my Discord community. We're giving everyone 50% off, so it's $10 for your first month. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.